What is going on, my fellow floppers, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be discussing how you can actually go ahead and reverse boost and also get some really easy lobbies within Warzone. Now, these tips are really simple to do and they are very, very effective. They are slightly different to the previous video I uploaded yesterday on how to do that within Cold War. But anyway, guys, before we do carry on with this video, if you haven't already and if you are new around here, go ahead and hit subscribe on the channel and also turn on post notifications, as you don't want to miss a single video. We are close to 11,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. And if you do find this video informative and useful, make sure you do drop a like. So first of all, guys, I'd just like to say I do not actually reverse boost within Warzone. I am just a bad player in general at Warzone, to be honest with you guys. But some of these tips are very useful for you guys who might be getting really frustrated with how much SBMM is within this game since the previous updates within Warzone, and there's a lot of people not enjoying it as much. These methods are really simple and you're going to be able to enjoy Warzone a lot more like you used to be able to do so. But with all that being said, guys, let's jump into the tips and discuss how you can go ahead and improve your game and also reverse boost at the same time. So anyway, guys, the first number tip is you don't want to be getting any kills whilst within Warzone. Now, the thing is with Warzone, it is mainly based on SBMM with, you know, with the skill-based matchmaking. It is based on that a lot, but to actually get ranked, it's not so much on the KD. It is a little bit, but not too much. Most of it is actually on your score per minute. So you want to get your score per minute as low as you possibly can. So the best way to doing this is jumping into about 7 to 10 games. Every single game, you don't want to get a single kill. You want to get as minimum score as you possibly can. And what you also want to do is die within that game, but you want to last as long as you can. The longer you last in that game with the lowest score, your score per minute is actually going to drop massively, and it's not going to be as high as what it used to be, of course. And the more you keep doing this, like I said, between 7 and 10 games, if you do that, your score per minute is going to skyrocket downward and you're not going to be getting into the harder lobbies as much. So what will happen is you'll see each lobby is getting worse and worse, and you probably could toy with some of them within the games, which is quite fun to do. But after about 10 games, you will realize that how bad people actually are within the game. So you will get lucky and you will get into those easy bot lobbies. Now, once you're in those bot lobbies, after 4 to 5 games, you are actually going to eventually go back up. So your score per minute is going to go back up. So you're going to get about 4 or 5 games out on it. Then you'll have to rinse and repeat the method. Now, if you don't want to actually do that, and you don't want to keep rinse and repeating the method and just trashing your stats, you could also make a second account, and you could use the second account a lot more. Also, what you could do is with the second account, you can actually search up for a game with the second account, and then once you've got into a game, you can back yourself out, and your main account will actually go ahead and still be within that lobby, and that will be with all the bots and all the poor people. You can do this quite often. It would require either a second console or playing on PC or something like that. It will require at least 2 consoles or a PC and a console that you have the game on. Now, the next method I would highly recommend is if you've got a friend that's really bad within the game as well, I'd highly recommend playing with them a lot because their KD is going to be really low. Now, what happens is when you're playing in quads and trios, the highest, well, basically what it does is it adds up all your KD. So if your highest total KD is like 6, for example, it'll match you against other teams that has a 6 KD, which does lead me on to the method and my most favoured method, which I use quite often when I fancy playing Warzone instead of playing solos. What I do is I go ahead and play trios. Now, by playing trios or quads even, you can actually do it with quads as well. You want to make sure that you put your settings as don't fill and don't play with anybody. Now, the reason for this is, like I mentioned previously, what happens is within Warzone, when you are going into like squads or, well, into quads or trios and stuff like that, it does actually take up your team's average KD. So if all of you have got a 2 KD, it will be like a 6 KD there. So you are going to come against other teams that's got an average, well, an all-round 6 KD. Now, by going in solo, if your KD is only a 1.3 and you're going into trios and you're playing on your own, the other team's KD has got to add up to roughly 1.3. So if you think about it realistically, if it's a 1.3, they've all got at least a 0.5 or a 0.4 KD. So they're all going to have a below 1 KD, so they're all going to be terrible in the game. So as you'll see throughout the gameplay, I do slay people really easy and they're confused on why they're dying so quick. But it's simply just because the simple fact is that they've got a terrible KD and my KD is better than all of them. It's the same as all of them combined. So it does make life a lot easier. Of course, you still do get your hackers and your other reverse boosters and maybe some other big YouTubers and streamers that are doing the exact same as me, going into a 1 vs 3 scenario. You are going to come against a lot of poor people, so you might actually come against a few big streamers this way as well. So if you like to try and stream snipe and stuff, it might be quite useful. But anyway guys, that is how you can go ahead and get easy bot lobbies and how you can reverse boost within this game. If you haven't found this video useful, then go ahead and drop a like. If you've still got any questions on what's being discussed throughout the video, feel free to comment down below. I do reply to every single comment. But anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next video.